Welcome to a special edition of For the Sake of Heaviness. My name is Butch Balich, and I'm here with
My name is Merciful Mike.
Merciful Mike. He actually shows no mercy for
None.
posers.
None. No posers. That's the problem with the underground these days is, you guys already know that one.
Nobody chasing down posers anymore, which is probably a good thing because if they look through my record collection, they might get me.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They be
Won't
coming for
bail
my
off of
metal
me.
card.
Yeah, bail off and be outside my door trying to kick it in. Don't put on Angel Sinful. Do not. Don't put on that Poison record.
Give me that Cinderella record, you
Yeah.
poser.
So we wanted to do something. I don't know. Mike and I are like probably like a lot of you. We can't keep our money in our pockets.
No.
We're always buying records, so we thought we would share with you. Yeah, I love watching these videos. Like I watch like other music related shows,
Yeah.
and I watch like I'm a nerd all around, so I watch booktubers too, and I like love when they're doing their book hauls for
Yeah.
the month or their their record haul.
Yeah.
So this is just like a record haul video of what we've taken in. Like for me, it's like pretty much since the new year started, maybe towards the very end of last year. It's not all brand new releases. It's just like
Right.
some heavy stuff that we got over
Yep.
the last month or couple months. So you want to take it away, Mr. Mike? Show us your stack.
Yeah, I'll show you. I'm like you too, though. There's a couple of channels I specifically subscribe to just because I like to watch record hauls. And then, a lot of times they got stuff and I'm like, oh man, I forgot all about that one. So
I
I'll put,
love like record hauls and flip videos, like when people
yeah,
are selling stuff. Like
yep,
it's always fun to see what other people have. It's
absolutely.
like, whoa, how'd you
Yeah,
get that? Like,
yep, exactly. And I'm fascinated by like the areas that certain people live in and some of the albums that they like find in the wild. It's
yeah,
like how did you find a first pressing of that in, Billings, Montana? It's just that always cracks me up how things go. And I even like all the used records I get, as soon as I get them, I think, okay, at one point this was brand new in the rack. Back in 1974. It's like who bought it and took it? Was
yeah.
it like a guy our age right now, or was it a young kid who's just discovering this for the first time and throwing it on a platter and getting his mind blown? I always think of shit like that. It's just it fascinates me. So, all right. So what I've been doing, pretty much my whole stack here. I've got new releases, and then I've been kind of on a gap filler kind of tour lately. I've been buying a lot of albums that fill in the gaps. I am a completist, but if you were to look through my collection, I've got some omissions that are a bit glaring. So, first one I picked up was this bad boy right here, Bad Company.
Nice.
Yep, been needing this one for a while, and I finally tracked down a nice OG and threw that in the old collection. So I'm building up my completest collection of Bad Company, but you got to have the one where that started it all.
That title track is one of my favorite songs of all time.
Oh, big time. Yep.
But
Actually,
you
that
can,
whole album.
yeah. I mean, there's so much good stuff in that. Like Seagull, I
Hmm.
love that. You could take that Five Finger Death Punch version of that song and
We don't speak of that on here.
yeah. But that man, that's it's got that song just has that whole like the soft to heavy
Yeah.
kind of thing from back. It's just so, and that's just that's one of the
Yeah.
greatest things Paul Rogers ever did.
Yep. Agree. Agree. All right. You want to like go one for one here, or what do you think?
However you want to do it, man.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
You
Go
want
ahead.
to?
We can
All
go one
right.
for one.
Here's the first thing that this is the new album by Amaterium.
Nice. We talked about this a while ago. Very
Yeah,
nice.
it's between you, God, the Devil, and the Dead. This is a band that's really grown on me over the years. Leif Edling from Candlemass was actually in the band at the start. Um, and I love Jenny Ann Smith's voice. And I swear, like this band gets better with every record. Like the songwriting is just first of all, look at that cover,
That's
like
awesome.
in the silver emboss, like tremendous.
Yeah.
But another great record, great writing, very moody. It's kind of doomy, in that vein, but it has its own thing going on. Look at this vinyl's
Beautiful.
freaking gorgeous. It looks like the sun. Like it's hard to see some of the
The
there
swirls.
you
Yeah, the
go, the
marble. Yeah.
swirls and stuff. Like
Yeah.
beautiful. Um, but another great record from them. I've really loved the last few.
Nice.
And again, like her voice is amazing, but the whole band is great. The playing on here is good. You know, if you're into epic doom, melodic metal, um, I guess it's not really as epic doomy as like it's doomy,
Yeah.
but it's got a lot of melody to it. I mean, this
Very
is a
melodic. Yeah.
definitely worth check this record out.
It's on my list. All right. Another gap filler for me. Love Michael Schenker, like we all do, but I really am a big fan of Macaulay as well. And this one had been I finally chased it down. It was
Oh,
evading
nice.
me. Yep. So, and this was I don't know. I kind of lost touch with Schenker after this one. I can't give you a reason why, but this was kind of like the swan song for me until years later. And then I kind of went back and revisited everything post this album. And I missed a lot of good stuff. So I am still catching up. But this one in particular, I've been chasing down. So finally got it. And I mean, you know, anytime I know everybody's going to be like, oh, that was the big hit off of there. Tell you what, though, every song on here is definitely worthy of being a
That title
single at any
track is
time.
awesome.
That's great. That's fantastic. So, yep, little Schenker for you.
Nice. Um, I'll show these at the same time since they're related. This is just filling a hole in the collection. Unbelievable that it was actually a hole in my collection. But I had this on. I started out when I was a kid. I had this on cassette, and
Hmm.
then I went to CD. And I got an LP of it, but for whatever reason, the uh, the pressing had there was a skip in at the gallows end, um,
Uh,
which broke my heart. I tried to fix it, but it was nothing doing.
yeah,
So I finally gave up the ghost on that one. Um, and just recently bought someone had put this Candlemass
yeah.
Nightfall. Someone was selling. They're trying to sell some of their. I'm trying to see if the when did this come out? Um, they're selling off part of their collection to raise money for bills and stuff, but
Sure.
just black vinyl. But it looks cool. Um, I needed it. I
Yeah,
got to have this record. I mean, you can't
absolutely.
not have this album if you're a Doom fan,
I was just
especially.
gonna
So
say, yeah, if you're a Doom fan and don't have that, that's a
yeah,
hole
it's
that
one
has
of the
to.
great ones, and going hand in hand with this, when my buddy John Gaffney was on our buddy John Gaffney
Hmm.
was on the 7,000 Tons of Metal tour, and Candlemass played, and Leif was there, and he'd had this is Nemesis demos
That's awesome.
on vinyl,
That's
um,
awesome.
and he'd had
That's some great stuff right there.
yeah, he'd had some stuff, had some of these pressed, and there were some extra ones. I guess that it's so we get this message from John. He's like, "Hey, are you interested?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm
Hell
freaking
yeah.
interested." And look at that vinyl.
That's
It's cool, and
awesome.
it's got like they put like a little. You got your little obi on it, and it has. There's a little booklet here,
Look
which
at
is
that.
super cool. He's got there's some liners about putting the demo together, and then there's the handwritten
That's sweet.
lyrics
Yeah.
in here. I mean, it's a super cool little package. So it was the
Nice.
month of Candlemass. I don't think there's anything else special in there. The record and
Hey, speaking of colors of vinyl, are you like taken by like color variants? Like if you have an option to get that color variant and there's only 50 of them, are you going to go for that? Or does that just not
it depends
anything
on
that
what the.
really?
You know what? I'm more of a. I've always been like I'm not. I collect, but I'm not a collector. Like I
Hmm.
don't buy because of collectability. I buy to listen.
Yes. Yep.
So if all things being equal, if it's the same price, if the color's cool, I'll order the color. If
Yeah.
not, I'm happy getting black. If
Yeah.
it's really cool looking, I'll order the color one. But it's not. I don't. I always get kind of hung up on too. Like I never like actually talk to anyone that works in a pressing plant
Hmm.
or which we're actually going to do for one of these episodes. There's some
Yep.
pressing plant people we're going to talk to, but I've always heard like that the black vinyl sounds better than colored vinyl. Man, I can't tell the difference on
Unless
my
it's
stereo.
because, yeah, same here. As I was saying, unless you've got some $100,000 setup where you can actually audibly pick that up. I've rarely heard anything sonically different between black and colored. Now, I will say though, I've had, and it's not a lot, but I have had more instances where I'll get skips on a colored variant. And I don't know, last year I had two albums that had a lot groove on colored variants. So, is it because it's colored? I can't tell you. I don't know. Now, I was at a record pressing plant, Smash Plastic in Chicago, and watched the entire process. And there's some people that'll say, "Oh, there's like a tiny little gap between where the colors meet. There's like that little trench. There's a gap, and that'll." I'm like, I don't think so, man. This stuff's all heated up and mixed up all the same.
Yeah,
I'm not buying into that very much. But and then there's plenty of people who are like, if you want the cleanest sonic experience, never buy anything but black vinyl. So I don't know,
yeah,
but like you said, to these ears, sounds good on my stereo.
yeah.
So, all right, if you've been following along, I'm like really enamored with this band, Kilmara from Spain, Journey to the Sun. I'm a sucker for kind of like retro stuff, and this has definitely got that 80s arcade thing going on. Absolutely love this album. We spoke about it briefly. If you really are into the Night Flight Orchestra, this is definitely power metal, but it has that fun sing-along element.
Catchy.
It's so catchy, man. You'll be humming this forever. So I picked this up not too long ago. And if all the planets line up, we should get these guys on the show sometime in April. So we'll see.
That'll be
Cool.
awesome.
Another good one.
Nice. This was another gap filler. I had an OG of this at one point, but I don't know. I don't know if I had needed some money for something at some point. But what actually prompted me to buy this record is I was listening to Jeff Wagner's podcast, Radical Research, and he and Hunter did a
Yeah.
episode about Into the Pandemonium. And there's some in his book, Mean Deviation, about the album too, I believe. But I didn't have it because I'm always like a Morbid Tales to Megatherion
Yeah.
kind of guy. I always forget like how good some of the stuff on here. It's a weird,
It,
wonky record that sometimes I'll listen to it and be like, well, I don't know how I feel about that today. And then sometimes it's just like, yeah, I gotta have. And this is like these, reissues that they did are
those standalone reissues were really nicely
gorgeous.
done.
Like the vinyl's thick, and look at that. I mean, there's
The books, the poster, yeah,
yeah,
everything.
like this poster in here, and the vinyl. Then you got, like you said, like yeah, I mean, look at this.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
unbelievable. Like this book.
It's huge too. There's tons of stuff in there. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's all these records are like this series is. I would like to see what they've done, what they would have done with Cold Lake with this. But
There's a
yeah, like I always feel like this record would flow a little bit better if they wouldn't have started it with
Mexican
Mexican
radio.
radio. But
Yeah.
I mean, there's some really cool stuff on it. It's very daring. It's a very daring record for
Yep.
the time period. I mean, they like it's you have to whether you like this record or not, I mean, there's a respect that I have for
Yeah.
these guys for this. This is like avant-garde, very influential avant-garde metal
Yeah.
kind of record that dared to step outside of what the other thrash bands were doing and just like
Well, that was a
go
that was
for
a
it.
total zero fucks given kind of album. They did
They didn't give a
whatever they wanted.
fuck.
No,
Yeah,
not. I mean, you said it right there. You're gonna open up. I mean, a band like Celtic Frost opening up with a cover of Mexican Radio. If that doesn't scream, I don't give a fuck. I don't know what does. But there's a lot of genius to be found on that record though. There's some really cool stuff,
for
and
sure.
I'm the same way. There's days I listen to it and I'm like, I don't think I get it today, and then there's days I listen to it and I'm like, man, this is just incredible. So
Yeah,
good stuff. All right, I got another new release, and this is Dream Theater again.
nice.
Um, yep. I can't get enough of it. And I feel ashamed that for the better part of 20 years, didn't pay any attention to Dream Theater. It just was like, okay, it is what it is. It's the same stuff. Loved Images and Words, a couple after, and then I was like, okay. And then with Portnoy coming back, it piqued my interest. And then that first single, I was like, "Ooh, that sounds really good." And then this whole album is just, to me, it's dark. Maybe I missed some of the stuff leading up to this, and maybe my description is, I don't know, passe, or everybody's like, "Oh, you didn't should have listened to this one." But for me, I don't know, man. This checks the boxes. I was just blown away by how good it is. So,
It's really good.
oh
I
man,
it's on my list. I still need to grab it.
yeah, it's
Um,
it's insanely good.
Killer record. Yeah, I mean, I'll jump on that real quick. This is just a vinyl spot.
Yeah,
I had it on CD. I just wanted it on vinyl, so I bought the reissue. I'll probably try to get Awake to. I have When Dream and Day Unite. Those are my three
yeah,
favorite of the older ones, but I think their catalog is like very solid overall. The new one is the next one on my list, but yeah, I mean, I love this record. I loved it when it came
yeah.
out. Saw them on this tour.
Oh,
They were
nice.
great. I couldn't have been more surprised um, by like a band having success than when this record came. I couldn't believe it because
Yeah.
I got When Dream and Day Unite at some record store in Catasauqua, Pennsylvania. Some dude there had a promo tape of it, and I've been there a couple of times. He's playing it in the store, and I'm like, dude, I'm like,
Who
can
is
you
this?
do you have that to sell? And he said, no, I'll give it to you, but you can't share it with anyone because it's a promo. And I'm like,
Hmm.
okay. So I had that for the longest time, and then they kind of like this went off the radar for a little bit, like, and then came back with this with a new singer, and I'm like, whoa!
Yeah.
Like I would have thought that this band was going to have a hit with "Pull Me Under," like a song like that, like an album like this would have been as big
Right.
as it was. But yeah, I mean,
I mean, I think it's fair to say too, if you weren't really paying attention to what was going on, that album really thrust prog metal into the spotlight there. I think everybody
dude,
went fucking crazy for prog metal, but when that one came out.
seriously,
Yeah. Good album. I got to get that reissue too. That's Rhino, right?
it's what?
I think
Yeah,
that is that a Rhino reissue?
yeah, it is,
Okay.
and they do a good job. So
I got to get that one too. All right, you guys are gonna laugh at me in this next one because I don't even know what the name of this is, and I'm not even gonna pretend to like say the name of it. So the story behind this one is our good friends Demetrius and Maria over at Metal Chaos. They got the deluxe version of this, and they did an unboxing. And I thought, man, that's that sounds pretty damn cool. I kind of like that. So I went and I picked up the standard issue, and it's a little bit of everything. It's black metal, but it's not like, mayhem, cradle of filth kind of black metal. It's a little more on the folksy side, but not like enslaved or anything like that. It's got a really, really unique um, sound to it. And unless I'm really forgetting, this is a Polish band, and it's the whole album is a concept, and it's all sung in Polish, but you can follow along like no problem. You can follow along with the story as it ebbs and flows, and I don't know. I was pleasantly blown away from this. This kind of is outside my comfort zone, but I was really intrigued by it, so I thought I'd grab it, and it's fantastic. I mean, maybe in the description I'll get this right, and
is that
I'll hopefully.
Batushka? Isn't it something like that?
Well, no, it's the band that was Batushka, and now they're different because there
Oh,
was some
okay.
kind of legal battle with the name there for a while. So this is like, I don't know, some members' new version and vision, but I'm probably butchering that all to hell. But it's a really, really interesting album.
We'll have to check that out. Um, I went to a record store called the Government Center last week. I haven't been there in a while. My normal store here in Pittsburgh is the Attic,
Hmm.
but the Government Center had posted up some metal that they'd gotten in, and that drove me. So I'm like, I'm going to stop in and take a look. They had like way more than they showed in the video. Like there was stuff in there, and I was so excited to get this. This is a smart reissue of the
Oh,
Gatherings,
nice.
if then else. Um, I have Mandy Lion and Nighttime Birds. I would love to have. I don't know if they. I have to look and see if they put How to Measure a Planet on vinyl.
It's a
But
great album.
man, I love Annika's voice,
Yep.
and this is a really good record. They're just it's just a cool band. I was like, it's one of those records. It's like, whoa, I can't believe I'm seeing this in the wild. Like I didn't expect to see it in Pittsburgh in a used, in a used bin. Um, so let me see if this is just black or if it's a funky, it's a black vinyl.
That's one
But
of those bands. Was the Gathering on? I don't want. Were they
Central
on
Media,
Century Media originally? Okay, my first encounter with them was on a Century Media compilation tape, and everything else was metal, and I couldn't tell you what song was on there. But then the Gathering came on, and I was like, "Whoa, what is this?" And was
yeah.
just mesmerized by it. Yeah, her voice is phenomenal.
My exposure to them was I bought have it in reaching distance, but Martin Popov's Collector's Guide to Heavy Metal book
Oh, okay.
came with a CD
Yep, I still have that too.
adhered inside the cover. It was a Century Media sampler, and this
Maybe
is
that's
where
the
I
one I'm
heard
thinking
like,
of.
yeah, I heard stuff like there was a track from Tiamat on there.
Hmm.
Sentenced was on it, and The
Unleashed,
Gathering
maybe.
was on. It was like
Yeah.
In Motion #2,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think. And I heard her voice, and I'm like honestly, like her voice was just like I just like
Angelic.
swooned
Yeah.
hearing it. I only got to see them once. I can't even believe I got to see them that many times. They don't tour the United States hardly at all.
Where'd you see him? I've never seen him, so.
They opened for they were touring with Lacuna Coil,
Oh, okay.
who I'm not a big fan of, but my
Hmm.
buddy Terry from Penance had an extra ticket and knew that I liked The Gathering. It was I'm pretty sure that show was Lacuna Coil, The Gathering, and In This Moment.
Okay.
There was one other band too, I think, or one other group that was a little bit avant-garde um, that played, but for sure those three bands. And The Gathering was just, I just love them. I love Annika's voice. Her new EP um, just came out this past week. I need to get it. It's called uh, La Vie,
Okay.
LA space VIE. Um, and her voice is just
Yeah.
whatever she's singing, whether it's rock, whether it's pop, whether it's ballads, whether this stuff with The Gathering goes from like doomy to, and then she's got that beautiful voice over
Yeah.
top. Like I'll go on and on and on about but I was glad to find If Then Else. I mean, it was cool. It's like one of those holes in the collection that I didn't think I would
Sure.
be filling with vinyl. I thought I'd
Yeah.
have to just be happy with the CD.
Yeah. No, I get you. Yeah, there's certain ones too where, I got a lot on CD, but it's like I need to have that on vinyl as well.
Yeah.
So, all right, most of the rest of mine are pretty much gap fillers. So I have three stores. And I'm out in the county, so it's a little bit of a drive, but I go to Black Circle Records in Lake Geneva, which is about 20 minutes from me. And then on my way to work, there's actually still a CD warehouse. It's got quite a bit of vinyl. And then my good friend Daniel Duchesne, who owns Rushmor Records up in Milwaukee. I try to get up there as much as I can. Dan's a fantastic person, and we're kind of working up an episode too, where we're going to have some of our favorite record store owners join us for a nice discussion too. So, but got a little Uriah Heep here,
Nice.
Wonder World, and David Byron. 40 years gone just the other day. Hard to believe. So, yeah, this is one I've been missing in my Uriah Heep collection. So, snag that one. Gap filler. Crazy. Crazy. 40 years, man.
Let's see. Let's go here. The latest from the Helicopters. This is
Yeah.
Overdriver. Um, just catchy, big rock and roll.
Yep.
If you like the Helicopters, this is like more like the this is not like the Grande Rock paying the dues era, which was a little bit heavier. I mean,
Hmm.
it's this is more like high visibility. Um, you know,
A little more grittier.
by the grace of God kind of era. It's more like rock and roll, but
Yeah.
it's what you expect from Nikki Anderson. It's every song is catchy as shit. Um, they're great. They're one of the few like instant buy for me anytime they put something out. Just toe tappers all the way through. It's just like the dude just knows how to write songs. This is an amazing new. The last one I thought was really good, um, and this one is just as good, if not better. So I don't think too. Like, let me see. We always got to like take a look see and say, oh, I didn't see. I didn't even freaking. I also have to say like I'm a little bit backed up on. I
I
listen
think,
to some of this stuff online, like while waiting to get the vinyl,
yeah.
and my record store. Oh yeah,
Nice red.
yeah, nice red vinyl. So, and I didn't. I just got what the record store had. They were sold out the one week, and I went in later in the week, and they'd had it. They had it back, so I'm like, was so excited. So, killer album.
Nice.
I can't wait to actually put it on my turntable and spin it. I've been listening to it on Spotify.
You saving your pennies for record store day? Because this list was
Dude, we should
really
probably go
good.
over that list one of these episodes because there's yeah, I need at least the Thin Lizzy jailbreak
Yeah.
alternate version record.
Yeah, I
There's a
figured
lot
that
of
would be
stuff
a
on
big
that
one for you.
list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got at least 10 must-haves, and I'm like, okay, what's this
Black
going to bring
Sabbath.
me? Oh, for sure. Yeah, that double live Judas Priest from Atlanta in '82 is a big
Yeah.
one. Nectar's got that 50th anniversary. Yeah, there's a bunch on there. I was the last couple of years, the lists have been kind of whatever, but this one really paid off.
Yeah, dude.
So okay, um, this one's a little bit more than just a gap filler. It's like a big chunk of the whole collection. I've been lacking on my
Oh,
stars.
damn, dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I kind of hit the jackpot. I got Violation, I got Coliseum Rock, and then a couple of weeks back, I kind of grabbed that compilation that they had put out
Good
just to
one.
kind of, pull it all together. So one of these days I'll get all the rest of them too. But another just a good rock and roll band that kind of got lost in the shuffle, you know, in the era of Kiss and everybody else. So really, really good stuff. That debut album is definitely one of my favorites. I love that album, but there's some really good stuff to be found on those too.
Yeah, the debut is my favorite. Violation, I think, is great. I love all four of the records. I should say. But those first two especially. It's weird, man, because they're one of those bands that they came so close. That when Violation came out, Cherry Baby made it to the top 40.
Hmm.
They were going to follow it with "Sing It, Shout It" was going to be the next single, and there's a story, there's a book I have by a guy named Doug Broad.
Okay,
Here, hang on a second, I'm going to grab it.
sure. I should have talked about Butch while he couldn't hear me.
So
I
this
was,
guy Doug
I was
Broad
talking
wrote this
shit
book.
about you while you couldn't hear me.
Yeah, this book is called "They Just Seem a Little Weird." This book,
Oh, you were telling me about this. Yeah.
this is the oddest. It's so strange to me that this book came out in a way because I wouldn't have expected it. It's the subtitle is "How Kiss, Cheap Trick, Aerosmith, and Stars Remade Rock and Roll." Like
Wow.
I wouldn't have expected. There's been books about all
All
those
the other
bands now,
ones. Yeah.
except for Stars to be a focus of this. So it's really cool. And there's a story in here. Um, I believe it's in here. But Aerosmith, was managed by Rocksteady, who
Mhm.
managed Kiss.
Right.
So I guess when Sing It Shout It was going to be coming out on single, the management made some unilateral decisions to edit the song, which pissed the band off. And
Oh.
Doobie, the drummer, supposedly like went at Bill Aucoin, and after that, it was like they just stopped they stopped getting the push
Pulled the promotion
that
plug
they had
on him.
had, and then they kind of got fucked over when the third record came out. They got pushed into
No kidding.
it's kind of like I like Attention Choppers, but it's
Yeah.
kind of soft.
Right.
But yeah, there definitely is a point like in the band's career where that situation supposedly happened, and
That was a pivotal moment in their history
yeah,
that could have gone one way or the other,
it'd
and
be
it went
great.
the
I would
wrong
love
way.
to have Richie Reno on the show sometime to talk about stars, and he's awesome,
That'd be cool.
an awesome guy. So maybe we can get him on one of these days.
I'm all for that. Yeah, that'd be cool. I would love to get more people like that on, just pick their brains about, what was going on at that time. Because that was such a cool time period. Those, mid 70s to mid 80s, there was so much going on, so much creativity, so much, landmark albums. To be a fly on the wall in the studio for some of those would have been
Seriously,
just nuts. Okay, another gap filler. Thunder
nice.
Seven. Yeah. I've
Follow your
always
heart.
I love this album, and I always remember, um you guys remember the syndicated show Metal Shop.
Yeah,
That was on Sunday nights for me on QFM, and it didn't come on until like 10 o'clock at night. And I lived and died for that show. I would had my boom box next to my bed, and I'd be laying in bed waiting for it to come on. And they always did, the three most valuable metals. Charlie, I can hear Charlie Kendall's voice in my head right now. And Spellbound was like the number one most valuable metal of the week for like three, 4 weeks in a row. Exactly. So I always had fond memories of this, and Triumph, Triumph in general. It's like we need to talk about Triumph more. Maybe here's another album ranking show coming up real
For
soon.
sure.
Man, Triumph, so good, man. I mean, I was watching the US Festival performance from Triumph not too long ago, and just unbelievably how good they are. And I think they're one of those bands too. Even my wife, she's like, I know this song. And I said, you probably know a lot of these songs and
Yeah.
don't realize it. So yeah, I've been missing that one forever. So I felt really good about getting that one in the collection.
That's the first one that I bought by them back in the day. Now, I obviously knew, MTV used to play back when they played rock videos, would
Right.
play like Magic Power.
Oh yeah.
Remember those cheesy videos of them standing on the guitar for like World of Fantasy, I think it was. And,
Yeah.
they played videos for Magic Power and World of Fantasy and
Sure.
Fight the Good Fight and
Yeah.
all that stuff. So, and I love Spellbound. I Follow Your Heart. Those are two of my favorite Triumph songs. They were
Yeah.
fantastic on the tour for this record. I saw them February of '85. It was them with Pat Travers, and I didn't even know who the hell Pat Travers was at the time. I wish I could go back because I love Pat now,
Sure. Yeah.
and I didn't know his stuff then. Like it was cool
Yeah.
to see him from what I remember, but I didn't know the stuff to sing along to Boom Boom Out Go the Lights or Snorting Whiskey or whatever they played that night. But Triumph was great. They had they used to do the laser show. They had the
Yeah.
lots of explosions. The light show was
I was gonna
fantastic.
say they had like a Queen style light show. They had
Yeah, it was
tons of
huge, like
lights. Yeah.
tons of lights. And those guys, like, never, from the moment they started, they did not open for anyone. Like,
Right.
they came into the United States, like, they came in as they would like freaking headline, and they were like, they got, Joe Anthony down in Texas played
Yeah.
them on the radio. He like broke so many. He made bands like stars
Yep.
in in San Antonio, down in Texas, and like
Sure.
Triumph went down there, like playing, headlining,
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
down there because he made them like, and they were like, they headlined like and had a great show. And I it couldn't happen today. The way the music business was back then, though, like a band like Triumph who came out like and had a string of gold records
Yeah.
were playing 16,000 seat arenas,
Yeah.
headlining off of gold records with, and
Yep.
they didn't have like a ton of chart hits or anything
No.
like that, but they were a big concert draw.
Yep.
And it was really like, even for the time, was kind of an anomaly. Here's three guys with no image really, so to speak of. The great show.
Yeah.
You got a guy with a hockey shirt on and a
And from
mustache,
Can
and
they're from Canada too,
yeah, yeah, another three-piece from Canada. Imagine that. But
Yeah.
killer bands live. And I love that record. I still love it. Cool Down, that Zeppelin-esque
Yep.
Cool Down. Um, yeah, but it's a killer.
There's that documentary that's out. I thought
Have you seen it?
I have not. I have you seen it yet?
Yes, it's great.
Okay, I was gonna look for it one day. Actually, I think I was talking to our buddy Pete Duglazinski about it too. And I watched the trailer and I've known that it's been out for or coming out for a long time, but I still need to check that out. It looks really good. Was it well done?
I thought it was well done.
Okay.
I think it's really worth watching, for sure. Let's see. We talked about this
Yes,
when
there
we
they
were doing
are.
our rundown of what was coming out this year. This is great. Another great record from the Night Flight Orchestra, like hard rock AOR. Um, Great singing, great guitar, great keyboards. I mean, it's the songwriting's great. I don't know that this is just black, but another great band. I would love to see them at Prague Tower, but look at I just go they're cool. Their concept is cool. Like I love the flight attendants here that sing backup vocals
Yep.
for them live, and I mean it's cool, man. And
It's
Bjorn,
fun. So much fun.
Speed Strid is awesome. Like he just has
Yep.
like a I never would have pictured like the guy from Soilwork like
I know, right?
singing like doing a band like this. I mean, this is definitely going to be in contention for top 5, 10 records of this year. Highly recommend.
I still got to get mine. I had it ordered with Amazon and there was a snafu, so mine is still in transit,
Oh
unfortunately.
man,
It's funny too that Charlie D'Angelo was part of that, who played bass for Merciful Fate for a very long time. So it's I've always laughed at that transition from,
yeah,
Merciful Fate to
these metal guys doing like AOR.
yeah, it works though. It's so much fun. All right. Recent reissue that I needed. Practice what you preach.
Almost bought that yesterday.
Yeah. I tell you what, sometimes it's a crapshoot for all these reissues that they pump out, but I've been really happy. They reissued the first three Testament albums, and all three of them sound really, really good. Um, I'm not super thrilled with the reproduction of the artwork itself. I mean,
I
it's
was just
got
going to ask you how you felt about that. The reproduction, the artwork sucks on all three of them.
all three of them. I mean, it looks like it was a fuzzy JPEG they emailed through Yahoo and then downloaded. And yeah,
Yep,
it's almost like a bad Xerox copy, to be honest with you.
exactly. Like someone took a picture of it and made the
Yeah,
cover based on that.
yeah, it's grainy and it's. I mean, like this one in particular. I mean, I'll get over it, but it looks like the ink was running low. You get those lines in there and stuff.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna spend the money to put it out, a little quality control goes a long way. But yeah, I mean, it's a classic album. There ain't a whole lot
Sins of
to
Omission, man.
discuss.
That what a song that is, man.
Oh, whole
I love
damn.
that vocal line, and that's on Jesus. What a great song. Let's see. Here's one. Man, I couldn't believe I found this out in the wild. I don't. I have to look up. I guess I thought this was a. This is a newer reissue. I didn't realize it was newer. Um, for whatever reason, I thought it was a. First of all, it's
Oh,
clear
clear, nice,
vinyl. This is Only Living Witness, Innocence, which was their second
nice.
record. I have Prone Mortal Form out there, which is also good. These guys are from the New England area. Um, I don't even know how to describe them. Great heavy bands. Oh, look at this like booklet. Oh, this is awesome.
I love good packaging.
I was just so excited. I didn't even look through this yet. Like I got
I can
excited to
tell.
see the record because I love this album. I have it on CD for years, and I'm like, and they put out Pro Mortal Form. I'm like, well, what about Innocence, man? Man, when I said I prayed I'd die before you, I meant in front of. I want that.
I need that. Get
I
that.
need that, man. What's I like? Look at this. This is awesome. So, yeah, I mean, this is a really great record. Jonah Jenkins has a tremendous melodic voice. I don't know how to describe him. It reminds me sometimes a little bit of like, and this is stretching it a little bit, but like Sean Harris
Mm,
of Diamond Head, but they don't sound like Diamond Head.
right.
This initially came out in '96. Really great. I was really psyched that this reissue is out now. Um, so Only Living Witness,
That's a band I've been
Innocence.
aware of for a long time, but I've never dove into. So
They're really good, man. They got some great riffs, and the vocals are melodic, and there's hints of different things in their music. Really great bands. The two records they did are
that's cool.
tremendous.
All right, my last one is also a reissue, and it's a band that from the '90s, and into early 2000s that never had vinyl prints. And to me, this is another one. I know we say this a lot, but just criminally underrated. Um, Brother Kane. They
Oh
finally
shoot, Wishpool, man.
Wishpool. Now, I don't know. They did the debut. They did this, but they skipped right over Seeds. So
I
I
wonder
don't
why that
really.
is. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And that's a phenomenal album. So I'm
It
hoping.
is.
I don't know if there's a licensing thing why they did that, but I'm really hoping that one completes it. But and there's just the three albums, but on any given day, this one could be my favorite. It's just good, straight rock and roll, melodic. It's got all the elements that you want out of a good rock and roll
Hmm.
album. Great band too. So, and this is the yellow, electric yellow vinyl, not just yellow.
Electric
It's
Yellow.
electric. So
Boogie
that's
woogie woogie. It's electric.
that's one of the final ones I've picked up in the last, I don't know, maybe that's 2 months worth, I guess.
Nice. I'll just kind of fire through these real quick.
Yeah.
Most of these are like gap fillers. These are things that I had CDs and or had on CD and wanted to get on vinyl. In
Ah,
Solitude's sister
yeah.
album, phenomenal. Like, you know, folks out there that like bands like Unto Others,
Hmm.
um, the In Solitude was doing that. You know,
Way
years
before.
before.
Yeah.
They went from like being like a straight up like Merciful
I
Fate
was just gonna say that.
and
That
a
first
metal
album was
band
total
off their
fate
first
worship.
two records, like, and then they come out with this, and it's like,
Whoa.
kind of goth. It's like kind of like I said, like that Unto Others, like where it's metal, but it's like
Yep.
they really cross, and this is like they cross into this dark territory. I thought this was the first time I heard it. I was like, I don't
Hmm.
know what I think of that, and it like grew on me. This is my favorite record that they did. They got their own kind of vibe going that
Yeah.
set them apart from the other bands in that scene they came out of, and then they disappeared. Like, and it's a shame, but this is really great. Um, I this is another one from the Government Center that I just found it in the wild. I've been looking for it for a while. I have it on CD, but Queensryche's,
Oh, there you go.
the first one with Todd Latore. I mean, I love those four records, so I'm glad
Yeah.
to have this on vinyl to complete the set there.
I gotta get Rage for Order. I'm still chasing that one
Dude,
down. That's a
love it.
hard one. That's a great album. Very
It is
underrated.
great. I couldn't believe I found this at the Attic, man. I was just looking through. I was looking through the queues for something. I came across Quicksand
Oh,
Dream.
nice.
This
Nice.
is Beheading Tyrants. Their first one was called Aelin, I believe. This is kind of like epic metal,
Okay.
I guess. Not like I don't even know how to describe it. Not like epic doom or anything like that. It's kind of doomy, but really good. Like Cruz del Sur put this out. If you like stuff like Solstice and Atlantean Codex,
Oh, sure.
um,
Okay.
stuff like that. Like that's kind of like While Heaven Wept. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what the kind of vibe for this
Yeah.
is. Really good record. Again, it's Quicksand Dream, Beheading Tyrants. And then you turned me on to these guys,
Oh,
Ulcer's
yeah.
Hammer. I got
Fucking
that
good album,
towards
man.
the end of the year. Um, this one I'd had on vinyl, and then like a dope, like for years I had it on vinyl, and then I got it on CD. There was a CD with bonus tracks. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get the CD, and I'm gonna get rid of the vinyl, trade the vinyl in, and then I'm like, then I got it on vinyl again, but my vinyl like had a warp in it,
Ah,
so I
it's
got
the
rid.
worst.
So then I found a nice copy of this
Oh,
just
cool.
yesterday at
Nice.
the Attic. Nazareth, their heaviest record.
Yeah.
This song, Witch Doctor Woman, on here is like Sabbath. I mean, it is incredibly heavy. Like if the only thing you know by Nazareth is like Love Hurts or
No, there's so
Terror
much
of the
more.
Dog, like Witch Doctor Woman is so heavy. This album
Yeah.
is like insanely heavy. Gap filler.
Oh, yeah, Entrance,
I hadn't
definitely.
had it on vinyl. I don't think I ever had this on vinyl ever.
Okay.
I've had them on CD, but I love Entrance. It's one of the,
Yeah.
along
Uli.
with the stuff from the 80s, this was like like Love at First Thing and Blackout were the first things I got into, but this is the first of the old ones with Uli
Yeah. Yep.
that I got. I still love this record to death. Freaking every song on it, Dark Lady,
All of
In
them.
Trance,
Yep.
Living in Robot Man. I still love that. Sun in My Hand, Longing for Fire. I mean, it just goes
On and on.
on and on.
Uh,
Status quo's quo.
there you go.
I don't know why I didn't have this on. I had this on vinyl. I think I bought a again. It was a CD situation. I got the CD. It had extra tracks, and then I'm like,
Don't need
now
the
that I think
vinyl.
about it, I'm like, oh, I wrote the vinyl instead. I just picked it up for like $6 like last week.
Yeah, can't go wrong,
Um,
man.
nope. Virgin Steel 2, Guardians of the Flame.
Nice.
I never owned this one, so good stuff though. David DeFeese on vocals and keyboard, Jack Starr, great guitar player. Um, Really cool
Virgin's
record. One of my
they they got a deep catalog, man. I didn't know that Virgin Steel had so many records.
Yeah, and like I love the artwork on these
Yeah,
these first couple records, like the different artwork for them, like this one and the I think I had the debut out there too. Like so that was cool.
awesome.
Um, Overkill taking over. You
Hell
got
yeah.
a Thrash Essential. Um, Cities Annihilation Absolute.
Good one.
Again, like one I had the '80s and actually I don't think I ever actually owned this. My buddy had this on cassette
I
and
have a CD of it. I think I still
so I
have it
saw it and I'm
actually.
like, oh, I got to get that.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
do this store. And I'm like, yeah,
That's
that's metal
good.
again. And then I was psyched. I thought I had this, and I apparently I did. I didn't even have this on. I have it on CD, but I thought I had it on vinyl, and I finally
Oh,
so
no
I
kidding.
finally
Nice. Nice.
and I love this record.
Yeah.
This is my favorite Hades record, um, hands down. I like all their records, but man, I mean, I saw them on the. They played Allentown for this. Look at these guys.
Yeah.
They played Allentown for this record. I think I saw them with Overkill. Actually, it was like Overkill, Hades, and Mean Streak, who were an all-female thrash band from
Nice.
thrash power metal kind of band out of Jersey. Um, but yeah, I mean, I love this record. Every song on here is great. Alan Tecchio's voice is godly.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so
That is a great album.
yeah, this is like one of the ones that I'm like, man, I gotta if I don't have it, which I didn't,
You do
like I
now?
have to have that. Like,
I love
uh,
those old collages like that, man.
yeah,
That was
man,
a total fucking 80s thing.
yeah, seriously, like killer. So that oh, and the last thing was, I mean, I missed it when it first
Oh, there you
came
go.
out. Had to go through eBay through Japan to get this. This is
No
the
kidding.
1976 CD collection.
Yeah.
It's got Jailbreak, Johnny the Fox, both remastered or
Yeah.
remixed. But then there's like all kind of like outtakes
Isn't that
from
those were those the last record store day or I thought those were going to be
this
record
actually
store
wasn't
days.
even a record store day thing. This just came out
Okay.
past year. The last thing for record store day that they did was that live at Hammersmith
Okay. All right.
record. I think it was live. Wait, there's a live at Hammersmith. There's two live records that came out around. One was actually record store day overseas only.
Okay.
I had to go overseas to get that one. I didn't fly overseas to get it. I had to. And then the last one that came out was they've been seemingly putting stuff out sometimes over there like Black Rose came out. There was
Hmm.
a double record set of that. They did that with that in Chinatown over the years. This year is the Jailbreak alternate
Okay, maybe
version,
that's
which
what I'm thinking. Okay. I think I
is
got
coming
those
out this
grouped up.
year. This one was just they did put out vinyl versions of the remixes, which
Hmm.
are killer, man. There's stuff like you hearing stuff on these records
You
that
didn't even know it was there. Yeah.
yeah, there's bits and pieces like in running back, there's extra parts that you didn't
Hmm.
know. There's guitar parts and vocal parts. Like the only a place on the Jailbreak remix that I didn't care for it as much was there's a spoken thing that Phil initially did in Emerald that I don't think works as well in the
Oh,
context of the
okay.
song, but they sound
Yeah.
phenomenal. Like, highly recommend. If you have the funds, if you're completist, you got to get this. It's
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
all the demos and stuff, but I highly recommend the remix versions of Jailbreak and Johnny the Fox that are out there. Like, I think if you're a fan, they're essential.
That's cool. I appreciate like a legit good remix. I mean, there's a huge difference between remix and remaster, but
Yeah,
if they've got, the original analogs and do a actual good remix, I'm always appreciative of that because I just like you said, I love hearing, the different things that you didn't pick up on the copy you've been playing forever. I'm just gonna say Rockarola. That I love that remix. I
Yeah, it
know there's
sounds
some
great.
I know there's some people who are like, I don't know. For me, I man, that was well done. So
Hmm.
cool, man. Looks like
So
you've been doing some good shopping.
yeah, too much, too much.
I know. Yeah, me too. All right. How about you guys? Been shopping? What's in your vinyl cart these days? If you got some cool titles or found a grail, let us know.
Yeah,
We'd be interested. So,
show it off, man. Put
oh,
pictures, whatever. Show us
yeah,
what you got.
definitely. All right. Well,
You show us everything you got.
baby, baby, that's quite a lot. Yeah, nobody wants to hear that. All right. Well, we will see you on the very next episode
For the sake
of
of heaviness,
Heaviness.
heaviness.
Later on. See you, Butch.
Later, dudes.